Jordan. A spectacular move.
Be clown.
Bring it home, Kobe, baby. Oh, he came up behind him like a librarian. He never heard him.
That might be one of the craziest knockouts I've ever seen.
G'day guys, welcome back to the Casual Fan Experience. Has been a little while since we've recorded, and it's good to be smashing a few out tonight. Joined by all three of the boys. I'm not going to bother introducing them. You know their ugly faces, and probably sick of them by now. So
That's harsh.
sorry, boys.
I was just going to say how ridiculously cold it is, but never mind. My opinion's not validated.
No,
It's
not
all
at
right.
all. Speaking of opinions, we're jumping back to old reliable, a tier list. Basically, aim is to rank NBA teams from the season just gone, based on their expectations leading into the season as well. Like with that taken into account, obviously, you know, some teams came in with high aspirations and meet them. Some came in with low ones and probably met those. Some exceeded, and we'll just figure it out as we go. I have taken a little bit of time to customize some of the tiers, as you can see. So we've got at the top perfect, exceeded expectations, met expectations, underperformed, absolutely terrible, and get out of the league. So I think starting pretty easily, boys, is obviously the Nuggets will go to perfect.
Yep.
I think
100%.
Yeah, I think we just start that with probably maybe the only team that really went and end up there really, but
I could almost disagree. Do you think the Kings would be someone who could be in the perfect?
I find a first round exit hard to be perfect.
That's fair. That's
I
fair.
understand what you're saying. You know, obviously, like they made the playoffs for the first time in ages, and their core looked good, and they had some good young pieces. Certainly exceeded expectations, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yep. That's fair.
Yeah. Look, we'll put them at top end of exceeded expectations. I don't think anyone really thought they were going to be, like probably even a playoff team coming into the season.
Yeah. No, not really.
In reality,
I certainly didn't.
Especially like winning the division as well. Like no one would have picked
yeah, it was
that.
big.
Mm.
The other one I have in exceeding expectations is probably the Cavs.
Oh, I think they met expectations for me.
Yeah.
I think they
I thought they underperformed almost.
a first round
I guess
elimination
the first
after
round exit is true. Yeah.
to the Knicks after getting Donovan Mitchell. I'd have them as maybe underperformed a little.
Actually, that's fair.
Or
Regular season, they
maybe met expectations, but we're taking like all of season into account.
What was your expectations of them, Belly? Didn't you have them over the Heat?
So I did have them over the Heat, and they did finish over the Heat because we did a regular season, regular season standings list, and I was once again correct. I never said anything about playoffs.
So did you have the Heat as underperformed then?
No, they 100% exceeded expectations. They made it to the finals. They didn't belong there.
I'd be happy with the Cavs probably met expectations because like playoffs definitely a reasonable seed. But getting down to the first round does hurt. When they had the Knicks, the Knicks should have been an easy matchup for them. But I think that's probably fair for them. Another team that I might be willing to put into perfect is the San Antonio Spurs, in the sense that
that's fair.
set out with a very, very clear goal to be in this season. That was tank for number one pick. As silly as it is, right? Look, after we see what Wemby does, this ranking will change. But they did achieve exactly what they set out to do, and that's get the number one pick.
Yep.
So as much as I hate it, that's probably a perfect season for them.
Yeah. No, that's definitely a fair point.
Yeah.
Right, let's just start left to right. Milwaukee Bucks.
Yep. Oh, they underperformed.
I mean,
is it absolutely terrible?
I reckon it's terrible.
I'm gonna go underperform because they were the 1 seed, but it's close to being absolutely terrible because they lost to the 8 seed. Like that.
I think it's absolutely terrible. They got bounced in the first round by the 8 seed.
Yeah, that 8 seed did go on to the finals though.
Giannis also was injured for part of that series, so
I'm very torn by this one. That one for me is either one of those two, and I'm happy to go majority.
I'm going underperformed.
Go underperformed. I think that sort of splits the difference a little bit.
Go terrible. I'll be different.
Lower end of underperformed, I think. Like they'll be towards the just because it is unforgivable. Like home court,
Yeah.
Like 1 seed to 8 seed.
In-
an 8 seed
in
that had to
5
go.
as well.
Yeah, the 8 seed that had to go
Yeah.
through 2 play-in games.
Mm.
The Brooklyn Nets, a really interesting one. Obviously, they started the season with KD and Kyrie, finished the season without them. So I think one of the few teams that we can adjust their expectation based on what happened in mid-season.
Yeah.
So, because obviously, if you're going off what they were aiming for at the beginning of the season, they were absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
But I'd be okay with that expectation post-trade period.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that
because-
too. I'm happy with that.
Yeah,
They
because
found a good
I would have
pick.
thought
Maybe-
they'd just drop every single game, and they still were competitive in some forms.
They were decent. They found some good pieces there, and obviously Mikal
Mikal
Bridges stepped
Bridges
up a
looks
bit.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd be happy with Met, I think.
Yeah.
The Knicks, I think the
Exceeded.
Knicks exceeded a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah, they exceeded.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
I think in our standings video that we did at the start of the year, I don't think maybe one of us had them in the playoffs, but like
Probably
not
me.
many of it. And they finished as a 5 seed. I think
that's been strong. And then I think Jalen Brunson was significantly better than I
yeah,
especially thought he was going to be. I thought he was. I big time thought he wasn't going to be very good. And I mean, Julius Randle wasn't even that good this year. He was
Yeah.
all right.
I mean,
but Jalen
all
Brunson
NBA
was so
second
good.
team, but
Yeah,
but
I
then
didn't think
again,
he was,
he's like the only forward available that you can put there. So
exactly. So. But yeah,
um,
I definitely think exceeding expectations is fair. Probably
Yeah.
not as high as the
Kings.
Kings.
no,
but
not like
yeah.
the Kings, but
No,
certainly there. Toronto.
they underperformed.
Do you reckon they underperformed? Yeah,
Missing
I
the
reckon
playoffs.
I think they
Yeah.
underperformed.
Missing
Yeah,
the
they probably
playoffs.
did.
They should have made the playoffs. I
You
think I
reckon?
had a lot of people had them in the playoffs this year.
But
Like-
I don't know. It's a tough one because
They traded away a first round pick to get
Yeah.
a center. I think
you're right.
you know,
No,
they
you are
were-
right. Underperformed definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. The more I thought about it,
What did they come this year?
well, they didn't make.
They didn't make the plans, did they? No, they did. They were
Yeah,
nice.
Chicago bounced them.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Mm.
Yeah,
Still, yeah, I reckon underperformed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Demar's
Yeah.
daughter.
Yeah, that's right. DeAndre Rose.
Utah probably exceeded a little.
This is
Yeah.
yeah.
But
I
well, I
think
mean, they
It's
did and they
interesting.
didn't, I suppose, because they
they
did
exceeded at the
early.
start of the year, and then they just
then-
they met.
So maybe they
and
met. Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like by the end of the year, I think they had met expectations.
Yeah,
But then
Yeah.
again, you look at some of their players, like you look at Laurie Markin, and he by far exceeded expectations. So there's like parts of there. But
yeah.
I don't know. I think as a whole, you
But
probably
we
go Met.
also knew someone was going to take a step, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
someone had to on that team, and but Walker Kessler was
Yeah.
a really nice find as well.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with. I think Met probably
Met.
like. I'd probably be willing to put him above the Cavs in Met.
Yeah.
That's fair because the Cavs
Yeah.
were slightly disappointing, but the Jazz kind of
Yeah.
had bright spots. So
And they're kind of exactly what we ended up expecting them to be
Yeah,
after a
yeah.
solid
Yeah.
start to the year.
We expect them
Yeah.
to like not make playoffs, to then make playing.
Yeah. The Rockets.
I think they met
They
expectations.
met.
Ooh.
I didn't
I'm-
see them doing anything crazy,
Yeah.
but they didn't do anything at all, really.
Yeah, they kind of didn't. I don't know. They're a tough one because we all knew they weren't going to be good, right? Like we knew they were sort of another year. They weren't going to be really great. But from watching them and a lot of the clips that we saw on social media of their like their body language and their like conduct towards their coach and stuff, it was a bit disappointing. So kind of from that aspect, I'm not sure. But I'd say on a performance level, they were exactly what we thought they were going to be.
Yeah, I think in how they performed on the court is exactly what we expected
Yeah.
from them
yeah, that's
this
fair.
year.
So where in net expectations we want to put them?
Bottom end, probably.
Bottom end.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably right at the bottom, I'd say.
New Orleans, I'd say terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gotta be terrible.
Where do you have them?
I
I had them
and-
higher. I had them like something like
Let's be
fifth
real.
this year.
Let's be real. If with Zion, they were the 1 seed. So, you know, my take at the start of the year wasn't that bad. But they just got injured. So, but yeah, they were terrible.
I think it's terrible. I think it's bad. And I mean, they just didn't look good late. They went through a whole patch where they were probably basically the worst team in the league for like 10 or 11 games. So
I
like, it
think,
was shocking.
I think they lost 10 of 11 or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
And they literally went through a patch where for like 10 or 11 games, they were absolutely the worst team in the league.
yeah.
Yeah.
The beloved Lakers. They're a real
Oh.
tough one. In all honesty, they're a tough one.
Okay. I definitely think they exceeded expectations though, because of
I mean,
they
I
still
didn't
had
expect the conference finals. I'll be honest.
no.
Yeah,
They
they
had
exceeded
they,
100%.
they still had Russell
Yeah.
Westbrook at the start of the year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which
I
had
think
Westbrook on the team.
Based off
Yeah.
their finals, they exceeded. I think their season they probably underperformed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree.
But
Yeah,
where
I
they
agree. I agree with that.
Where
that
they
was-
finished, they exceeded expectations.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Which
yeah.
Because we
I think
changed.
that's fair.
Yeah, I think from the start of the year to where they finished, I think they probably met expectations for me.
They were kind of
Um,
where they were a lot of people were picking them from that 6 to 8 seed sort of thing,
Yeah,
which is where they
Yeah.
finished. Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
I would say they exceeded. Probably not as much as
Yeah, I haven't exceeded.
Yeah.
maybe
yeah.
more maybe more than Knicks, not more than the Kings. I'd be right there.
Yeah. That's
Um,
fine. I think.
I haven't exceeded just because of where they finished up in the playoffs.
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
well.
and that's what it's about,
So,
right? It's where they finished
Yeah.
their season.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think exceeded is fair. I don't think many people saw them making conference final at the start of the year or even, early in the playoffs. Until they started to get rolling a little bit. Chicago, terrible, right?
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah.
I had them.
Yeah.
I had them.
They're better than New Orleans, but terrible.
I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't expect them to do anything this year, so I'd probably just go underperform. But if terrible's not too bad either, I don't think.
Top end are terrible.
Yeah,
I
top
reckon.
end are terrible.
I mean, they're terrible.
Because they had Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, like two very
And Mitch.
talented
I mean, it's
players.
tough not to have Lonzo for the year, but
Yeah.
Oh,
I just think the fact they
that's
did
a big
absolutely
out.
nothing at the trade deadline is what cost them.
Yeah, they're very disappointing.
They did absolutely
Yeah.
nothing when there were a lot available.
Yeah.
Minnesota Timberwolves.
Oh,
Get out of the league.
I mean, definitely at absolute best underperformed.
yeah. See,
At,
if you, as far as like where they ended up as the 8 seed, I don't really think like that's definitely I think underperformed, but I don't think it's that bad. But when you look at it from like a team perspective and building a team in the future, they're stuffed.
I think when you're
So-
Minnesota, you take the playoffs. You know what I mean? If you make the playoffs, you take the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly.
So I
Because,
think they underperformed, but I don't think I mean, that being said, there was certain people on this podcast that predicted they finished quite high,
I had them
pretty
as
high
a 6
expectations.
seed. I had them as 6 seed.
which is very high compared to where they've actually finished.
They finished 8. It's too high. I was too off. Oh,
But yeah, I think underperformed. Probably lower end of underperformed. I think they disappointed more than Toronto.
yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Man, I'm looking at the Bucks there now. They've got to be worse than that.
Yeah, I was about to say.
They're
Bucks are definitely
significantly more
terrible.
disappointing than Toronto
Yeah.
and Minnesota.
Bucks
Yeah.
have got to be at the bottom end of that.
Yeah.
I'd almost
I think
have them
I think
absolutely
it's-
terrible.
Oh, then it's
I'm almost
borderline, isn't
leaning.
it?
I'm almost leaning towards absolute.
Now that I'm looking at
we'll
some
come
other
back to that.
things. Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Portland.
They met expectations, I feel. They didn't do anything,
They
which is that's what I
should-
expect them to do.
I thought they were terrible.
I think they were terrible.
Really?
Yeah.
To miss the,
I mean,
miss the
they were
playoffs that bad.
Dame's supposed to be Dame had one of his best seasons he's had in a long time.
Mm.
I just
then
had them to do
just
nothing.
no help. Yeah,
That's
I guess
what
I
they
didn't
did.
expect anything.
I see
probably
where
got
you're
it.
coming from.
But we all had them to do absolutely nothing, but then they still didn't make that.
Yeah, they did
Like, they
negative
did
stuff.
they didn't even push for a playing spot.
No.
Yeah, they were out
So,
early.
Yeah, I think terribles.
I think
Terribles the
terrible's
right
fair.
spot.
To
Yeah,
go
I'm pretty
in,
happy to put them in between those two.
yeah, to go in
I'm
with
happy.
playoff mindsets and end up with the third pick, I
Yeah.
think that's terrible.
Well, that's right because it's not that third pick is a good compensation, but it's not like they went into the season and we're going to be bad. Like they,
Yeah.
Jeremy Grant and re-sign Anthony Simons and all that sort of stuff to
Yeah.
try and make a run again. That just didn't happen.
For sure.
Yeah.
OKC.
Bottom end of
Ooh.
exceeded.
Yeah.
We reckon they exceeded.
No,
They got-
no. There
got
was
10th.
people were talking about them going for Victor again, like
Yeah,
taking it again.
yeah.
So I think being in the plane because they were in the plane, right?
Yeah,
Um,
they got.
Yeah, that's true.
They got
Yeah, okay.
10.
I think being in the plane is exceeded
Yeah.
expectations.
That's fair. I can allow
they've-
that.
They've got an arguably top 10 player now, so I think
Yeah.
exceeded is pretty good.
Yeah.
That's fair. Memphis Grizzlies. I
This
have
is an interesting
underperformed.
one. You have to go underperform, don't you?
2
Yeah.
seed, bounced in the first round.
Yeah.
You have to.
Have kind of seemingly taken a backward step. a little
Okay.
bit.
The only
Pretty much.
only thing I'm asking with that is, can we have the Bucks and the Grizzlies in the same tier of underperformed?
Well, both were high seeds, got bounced by playing teams.
Yeah, but like one of them was like a real contender who lost to an 8th seed. One of them was like a young 2 seed who lost to a really good 7 seed.
But how long can you be a young 2 seed? Like they, you know, they were
Yeah.
2 seed last
Yeah.
year. They were, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Mm,
not to mention
Yeah.
like how much they were talking.
yeah, and
Yeah.
and also the
Like they're
fact that
fine in
the
the
whole
West, bro.
yeah they're fine in the West, bro. Oh yeah, they don't respect anyone until they drop 40 on them. But anyway,
They're fine on the western side of Cancun.
yeah,
I'm happy to put
exactly.
them at top of underperform though, because they did finish
Yeah.
2 seeds. Too.
Yeah.
The Dallas
Get out of the
Mavericks,
league. Get out of
Yeah.
the league. Get out of
Absolutely.
the league.
Terrible.
their
Get out of
season
the league.
was horrendous. I'm not
Top-
sure anybody had
Yeah.
a worse season.
This was the most disappointing team in the league, I think, personally.
Yeah,
For me.
especially when they
mostly.
got Kyrie and we kind of thought, oh, like there could be something here. And they got
Yeah.
significantly worse.
Oh,
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they became
Um,
absolutely horrendous. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
easy one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Phoenix-
there's not much arguing there.
No. No.
Phoenix Suns.
That was it.
This is an interesting one because
Terrible, right?
how much we fact the Phoenix Suns?
Terrible.
I mean, lost to the championships. Like took the champions
Well,
to 6.
Sold their soul for KD and then got bounced in a second because
Yeah.
they couldn't stop anybody.
Yeah, that's
Top end of terrible or underperformed. They could be next to the Bucks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Were they more disappointing than the Bucks? Maybe not.
No, I don't
I
think.
don't think they're more disappointing than the
Yeah.
Bucks.
The Bucks surely have to
Bro,
go
the Bucks
terrible.
are
They got
The Bucks might have to go down, man.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Bucks, bro.
I think we're going to push the Bucks down.
Put the
Can we
Bucks
just
I
have
think
another
so.
whole layer, like another tier just for the Bucks?
Yeah.
down.
They
Just
were
the
the
Bucks.
one thing. That's not a disappointing finish, right? But it's like they got bounced by the 8.
Yeah.
Right. If that's the case, I can put Thunder above it. So I'm happy to put Thunder
Yeah.
underperform.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair.
I like that.
Clips.
Underperformed.
I'd say at
Really?
least underperformed.
I would say
Yeah.
terrible.
They had no Cade for the year.
What?
The Clippers.
Oh no, sorry. Wrong one.
Yeah, no, they didn't have Cade
Yeah,
Cunningham.
no, Clips
No, they definitely
underperformed.
didn't.
You're right.
They've never
You're
had
right.
Cade
Actually,
Cunningham.
they had a perfect season considering they didn't have Cade Cunningham.
Leave me alone. Slide it.
No
Give me a
one
break.
expected them to have
No.
Cade Cunningham.
It's
I-
8:30.
under-
It's 8:30. How's it later at
Yeah,
night?
I'm an old man, mate. Old man. Old and
Oh, that
senile.
was good. That was
Oh,
good.
Brendo's got to get his glasses out for these podcasts.
Yeah,
mate.
I do.
Yeah.
I reckon underperformed. I reckon.
I think
Yeah.
so. I think less so. I think probably top end of underperform because I think like they did have like a lot of missed time from injuries for the guys this year, like as per usual, I guess, and that's part of expectation because we just expect that from Paul George and Kawhi now.
Yeah.
But you know they did get bounced in the first
Definitely
round. but,
underperformed though.
yeah. I mean, considering they got Paul George and Kawhi every year is basically a championship run that they're trying to make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Golden State, the previous
Underperformed.
reigning champs, definitely under.
100%.
Top end of underperformed.
Oh.
Well, man, I didn't have.
I
them
think
winning
they
it again.
met.
I didn't have them winning it again.
I had
No,
didn't-
I
I
think they
didn't.
met.
I didn't have a. But
Mate.
I didn't have a
Second
better
round though,
seed.
like where you so what you expected them to be like conference finals or
Well,
final?
I kind of guess they. I mean, they did beat one of the probably one of the fakest. I won't say. It's disrespectful to say like a fake.
No,
3 seed,
one of the
like,
most inexperienced 3 seeds.
Yeah, one of the most inexperienced 3
Mm.
seeds. So I guess their first round was probably the easiest you're gonna get from a 3 seed, and then they didn't ever look like a contender at all.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's coming off being the defending champs. So that's why I think they underperformed because I thought they would at least look like contenders for parts of the season.
Yeah.
half the team forgot how to play basketball.
Yeah,
I just find it hard to put like when they weren't a 1 seed or a 2 seed or like a top seed to then make it to the second round. I think that's net at least.
Yeah.
But looking at it from the start of the season though, coming off a championship,
That's true.
they.
Yeah.
I feel
But
like,
then,
I still feel like
Draymond,
Yeah, but
Draymond
I didn't have
fully
them going
pulled-
back.
yeah.
I didn't have them going back to the conference finals.
Yeah, because like they're definitely were better than the Clippers. In the end.
yeah.
They had better season
Yeah,
than the Clippers.
yeah, they did. They did.
Did they?
But
Did they?
I
Did they?
I
Did they
expected
see?
them to do more than the Clippers.
Yeah, but did they do worse than like the Rockets or the Nets, like in terms of expectation levels, or the Cavs?
Ooh.
Like we
Yeah,
got
so
the
the
Cavs
Cavs
that
got-
met expectations, and they made that massive trade to Donovan.
and got bounced in the first round.
Yeah,
Yeah, interesting one. I'm happy with either, to be honest.
Yeah, I think they met for me. Anyway.
Put them bottom end of Met.
What I'm in a minute. Okay.
Yeah.
Shut up, Coops. You had them winning the championship, bro.
Yeah, I haven't underperformed.
Get out of the league. Get out of the league.
They'll win
Um,
next
the-
year. Don't
Detroit.
worry,
Now,
guys.
now Detroit didn't have.
They didn't have Kane. Yeah.
They didn't have Kane.
They didn't have they didn't have Kawhi all season, so
Or LeBron.
I think they met
Or
expectations.
Steph.
I don't. The Pistons are weird. Like I kind of feel
I
like
think
they
they met.
underperformed.
It was exactly what
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
the season
it
was
was-
exactly
yeah.
what I thought it was going to be. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's the Pistons.
Yeah. Boston Celtics.
They did it. They
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 didn't
met.
exceed. They were in the
They
finals
met.
last year. They didn't exceed, so I don't think they
they
met.
met.
I think conference finals
Yeah.
appearance, game 7.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're the Celtics. They make the conference final basically every year. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
yeah.
because Joel Embiid can't get past the second round. But
Exactly, exactly.
I'll put him somewhere in the middle of Met. I'll just get
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
there. Oh no,
Yeah.
I want him higher than the Cavs. Don't go there.
Yeah.
The 76ers.
Bro, I want to put
Under.
them so low because I had hopes for them. Unfortunately, stupidly had
Yeah.
hopes for them.
Yeah.
So
I kind
difficult.
of want to go terrible. Like Joel Embiid just can't play in the play. He's terrible in the playoffs. It's
Yeah, it's
ridiculous.
tough.
But then again, I
Um,
feel like they were surely they were more disappointing than the Suns.
Yeah, they were. Well,
I don't know. They both got bounced in the second round.
yeah. 76 is such a tough one, man. Because they had like their regular season was pretty good. Probably met expectation there. But then they underperformed in the playoffs. So it's got to be at least underperformed.
It's
Yeah.
underperformed.
Because like
Yeah.
regular season they met expectations.
Yeah.
Like, they were like what the 3 seed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put
Yeah,
them.
so that's
I
Yeah.
reckon, I reckon they go above the Suns and underperformed.
yeah.
I put
probably
them
not.
below. I put them below, but
Would the
I-
Suns
I
were
was just-
second? Or were
uh,
So
Philly?
finish 4
Yeah.
seed.
yeah,
Suns
Suns
were
were the
third
4
seed.
seed.
Oh, the 4 seed.
Yeah.
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 Grizzlies were second.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm over
Yeah.
that. Hornets.
Yeah,
Get them out
I'm
the league.
Yeah.
nah, they met.
I'm actually with you for that one.
No, they
Nah.
met. Everyone knew they weren't going to be good, and then LaMelo got hurt twice, and
Yeah.
then they weren't good. So I'm pretty happy with Met. Somewhere in the
Yeah,
middle of Met, to be
that's
honest. I'll whack them there.
I
Washington.
was happy to put them out of
Sorry.
the league then.
Yeah.
I was happy to put.
Send them down to the G League.
yeah. Also, have a losing season.
Oh,
Washington Wizards.
Oh,
Get him out of the league, right?
Get out of the league, sure.
yeah.
They did.
I know he's traded
Zero.
now, but during the season, Bradley Beal was being paid what 50 M's.
but
And
also,
Porzingis, Kyle Kuzma, like they've got some good pieces there to not make the playoffs in the East.
what
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
the expectations though?
Play in at least.
Yeah,
They were
didn't
looking
even
really good at the start of the year too.
Yeah, I think you could go terrible,
I think terrible. I think.
I think
but they didn't
Well-
disappoint me as much as the Bucks did.
okay. Well, put them above them.
Yeah, that's
But-
fair.
I think they were like. Oh, I'm gonna put it above. But I mean, I think they had like play-in / playoff aspirations. Like they're paying, Bradley Beal
Yeah.
50 million, Porzingis 30 odd million, Kyle Kuzma 15 mil,
Mm.
and like there's some good pieces, man. They brought in Monte Morris, like Daniel Gafford was there.
Yeah,
They made a couple of moves here and there, and they expected some jumps. They didn't happen, and they kind of just bottom out. Orlando Magic.
oh, they met expectations.
They kind of
Yeah.
exactly what we
Yeah.
expected.
yeah.
Shit.
Pretty
I'm
much.
keen though. They have a good future though. They have a good future.
No, Yeah,
I like
absolutely.
Magic.
They got Bol, who's actually Victor
Bro,
Wembanyama.
Bobo's so
I
bad.
thought you were going to say they got Cole.
Well, I mean, obviously
Yeah.
they got Bol, but I'm still holding out hope we're getting the Lakers. So,
Yeah, exactly.
Miami Heat, I would say top of exceeded.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I reckon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pushing perfect, but like they just didn't get it done.
They didn't quite get there, and obviously, that's the end goal for a team like that.
Mm.
Atlanta Hawks.
They,
Um,
I want to say terrible.
You reckon
Traded
terrible?
Traded three
Yeah.
first round picks for DeJounte Murray. Like they were in it to like they should have at least been like the 6th seed.
Yeah, you're right.
Like
Maybe
or
not
even
terrible.
the-
Maybe
Yeah.
just right at the bottom, underperformed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
that's
see them
fair.
as bad as the teams below it.
Yeah, actually,
Mm.
that's fair. I could go
Yeah.
bottom underperform.
I could go there. I reckon.
Yeah.
And the Indiana Pacers, I would say Met.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd have them a high end of Met.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they had a good.
I'm probably
season,
middle
but-
in that. I probably have them there-ish.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I
I
like
think
that.
that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think that's fair. I think that's all right.
That's a good looking list. I'm a fan of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, not too many great disagreements, which is good. We didn't do the biscuit tier list though. It's largely in agreement. But anyway, peace out, boys. See you
That's
next time.
good. All right.
See ya.
So there's
Boy.